Macedonia, including children as young as 14. 59 people are known to have been killed in a fire at a nightclub in North Macedonia, including children as young as 14. More than 155 have been injured. The blaze broke out during a concert when flares were set off on the stage. The country's Prime Minister called it a difficult and very sad day in which many young lives had been lost. A vigil was held tonight in memory of those who died. The owner of the club in the town of Koçani has been detained and arrest warrants have been issued for 4 people. Our correspondent Guy Delaunay sent this report from the scene.
This was the moment when a great night out turned into a disaster. North Macedonia's Interior Ministry says sparks from onstage pyrotechnics hit a ceiling which was made of highly flammable material at the Pulse nightclub in Koçani. As many as 1,500 young people may have been inside at the time for a concert by the popular band DNK. The flames soon took hold. Survivors said there was a crash inside as people rushed for the exits. Maria lost her sister in the panic.
The fire broke out. Everyone started screaming and shouting, "Get out, get out." But unfortunately, there was only one exit. Then everyone started pushing each other, so I headed for the exit. I don't know how, but I ended up on the ground. I couldn't get up, and at that moment, people started stomping on me. I don't know how, but somehow I managed to get out.
Police are now blocking off the way into the Pulse nightclub, which is behind this yellow and green hotel that you can see, because this is now the site of a criminal investigation. Quite a...
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ekakodash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles are great milk. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Yassad back at you with another lesson we'll edifying to the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And basically this one here, every morning the Lord, he executes his judgment, right? And we know many different ways every day, judgment is being carried out, and in these times there's many wars happening, Ukraine, Palestine, many dying day by day, people dying, sicknesses, car accidents, murders, but let's go here into the book in the book of Galatians, because basically they died being under in a concert at a party in a nightclub, and we know the elders and the apostles they give out the just Lord is in the midst. Again, the Lord is just. He will not do iniquity. So those 59 that are dead or deleted actually they wasn't innocent, because the scriptures say, um when were the righteous cut off? Right. Look at Job. Wait, man. Look at Job chapter 4 and verses 7. Salakia for the noise. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent, or where would the righteous cut off? Yeah. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Right? Yeah, so there is none innocent. Right? Back at the Zephaniah 3 and 5, it says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Yeah, so every morning you could, turn on your news channel where you subscribe to. You're gonna hear many deleted. You're gonna hear many deleted in many different ways. And we know, according to the scriptures, some would say, why is Satan very busy and the devil busy and this and that? But ultimately, Psalm 68 and 20 says, he that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai belong the issues from death. So howsoever a person get deleted, that was just the judgment of the Heavenly Father, as it say. Every morning he is carry out his judgment. Right? And let's go here into the NLT, Galatians 5. I'll start at verses 19. When you follow the desires of your sinful nature, the results are very clear. Sexual immorality. So it's saying, when you're being, sinful, pleasing of the flesh. Because this flesh here, Romans 8:20, it was made to subject to vanity, to sin, to go off. Let's say the results are very clear. Sexual immorality. That's why I see a lot of people have a lot of, sex demons upon them. They love that adulterous spirit, and to sleep with a man's wife or a man's husband, all of that is the works are sinful works of the flesh. Impurity, lustful pleasures, idolatry, sorcery, hospitality, hostility, quarreling, jealousy, outbursts of anger, selfish ambition, dissension, division, envy, drunkenness. Because this is something majority of the time these people at the concert, they would be drinking, they would be popping pills and doing all sorts of drugs to reach on that level. It's a wild parties. So what is a part of a sinful nature? Wild parties and other sins like these. Let me tell you again, as I have before, that anyone living that sort of life will not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? So you see why they were deleted. The book of Romans 13, right? And verses 13 in the NLT, because we belong to the day we must live decent lives for all to see. That is why the elders and apostles told us about those up into those clubs and these things, right? Let's say, and that is that they work through the spirit, right? We know that is through Yahweh Shai, sending the minister in spirits to give them the direction to guide the sheep, All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Pray that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai continue to deal with them in the spirit, give them that health and strength, provide for them, and keep them, having that strength, spirit to guide the sheep correctly upon that narrow path, because there's a heavy burden upon their shoulders, right? Let's see. Because we belong to the day, we must live decent lives for all to see. Don't participate in the darkness of wild parties and drunkenness, or in sexual promiscuity and immoral living, or in quarreling and jealousy. Yeah. So this is what could occur in these night parties, and that was a real dire judgment, because we know fire is a real messed up type of judgment. You because a lot of people might have just been killed because of the crowds rushing, because there's only one exit, and being stampeded, as a woman say, she fell to the ground and everyone was running over her. She was being stampeded, yeah. The book of 2nd Ezra, 16th chapter. Sirach 39 and 28. There is spirits that are created for vengeance. To show the clip that you saw what you had saw, and you saw, the ceiling began to outburst of fire, right? Because of the sparks of the lightings and whatnot, the ceiling was flammable, and that fire caught upon the ceiling and spread, and you could see everyone was just in a spirit, listening to the music, whatnot, because the fire started small and right almost over the head of the performers, the artists, singers, whatnot, right? And what they maybe have noticed too late. But we know all that is just, the direction that's how the Heavenly Father wanted it to be. So it said there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. First one is fire, and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in their commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when needed, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So the fire that was lit, that spirit of vengeance, it executed its work, very well. Deleted 59, judgment passed. And again, that fire is not an easy death, because I would start to, deteriorate, burn off your flesh, and start burning your bones, That's not a easy death. That's very painful. A lot of suffering. I'm sure many of them in the crowds might have heard the screams of them who were trapped and were being roasted, and it's obvious that a lot of them, they say 100 and something were injured, right? Because fire falling from the ceiling, your hair is flammable, and then a lot of them, they use products in their hair, so the moment a little spark of fire touch, boom, the hair is totally on fire, right? But hey, that's our next one, judgment from the Heavenly Father, Isaiah 45:7. The Lord create the light and He create darkness. I, the Lord, do all these things, right? So hey, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word in sincerity and truth. All praises to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Right? Until the next one, Shalom.